Hey guys and girls, well, a few girls. This video, it's going to be a bit of a longer one because it's got a whole heap of extensive information, starting off with things as simple as things that aren't going to be helpful, like how to put a car on the hoist. Okay, so we're just going to quickly go through where you place those arms under the hoist as we get started. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to get all the wheels off. We're going to change over the brake pads. You may or may not have seen a video recently. Bendix Brakes have provided us with some prototype brake pads that the plan is they should last longer, and they want to make sure they last, they're not noisy, and a few aspects like that anyway. But the main ones were longevity and whether they put dust out. So dust, noise, and life. Probably some others I can't remember, but we'll report back to them when the time comes. We've got 4 sets of front and rear brake pads here. One's going to go in our 120 right now. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to have a tech day where 3 other sets of brake pads go in. I think we've already earmarked, at least 2 of those vehicles. I think if people are watching, Craig, you need to be watching this, because this is what you're going to learn from this video to do on your vehicle here. Basically, look, obviously you might not be doing it yourself, but in a lot of cases people will be doing it or helping, whatever the case may be. 3 vehicles, most likely on a Saturday. We're going to have a tech day. Obviously people are welcome to come for a small fee, again, basically to help everyone learn and see. Look, it's a social day, have a bit of a good day sort of thing. So if you're local around Melbourne, at this stage within about 20 k's of northwest side of Melbourne sort of thing, then we might be able to work something out. But we've got Craig. Who else have we got? I've forgotten the other vehicles. Anyway, if you watch this video, please remind me, send me put a reply up in the video if you are one of the people. I think we've got 2. What is it? Craig and who else? Anyway, I've forgotten. Sorry. Might even be 3. They might be taken already, but anyway, we'll get on with it. Let's show you how to get this car on the hoist, where the posts go. This goes generally for any vehicle. There's no set places that you need to put it, but it needs to be solid, like the chassis or the body, so I'm going to show you some places. Obviously, if it's, you don't put it under the muffler, the fuel tank, or whatever, and you should go up a little bit. Once it makes contact, get down there and check it again. Obviously, this vehicle's already raised off the ground. It's in a position where I can show you, ideally, where I like to put them, and it's where I put them. This is obviously on a Prado, but you can adapt it to just about any vehicle. So we're going to do the rear first. We're going to get the wheels off. We're going to push the pistons back. We've done a couple other videos on changing brake pads, front and rear, so you can search those up, check those out. But this time we're going to push the piston back gently, trying not to damage the brake pads as if we were going to keep them and reuse them. Maybe we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm just saying as if we were doing that to show you some ways, DIY ways. So we're just going to use, for all this, we're just going to use screwdrivers, levering type thing in different angles. So again, guys, if you think just because you watch this video you know how to do brakes, just be very careful. It is a matter of life and death sometimes. We're going to put a set of front and rear brake pads in. We'll get in there. Can't have a look now. Okay, so let's have a look underneath. What have we done? See another chassis there? That's the chassis, the steel. See, nice and solid, right in the center, not hitting on anything else. Screw this up where possible, right, so that you've got clearance under your side step there without hitting the side steps. Not that these ones matter. Same thing here, right? Bada bing, bada boom. And here's it's not hard, but it's the hard one if you like, because you've got to clear the fuel tank. See, there's a little sort of cutout along the side of the fuel tank there, right? And that's where it goes. Yeah, it'll rub against it a little bit. Well, it doesn't have to, but we don't mind, right? So bada bing. And we may even do another separate video. People seem to like having a look around under the vehicle type thing, because you don't get to do it. So we'll do a few more of those videos. So make sure you subscribe with the bell on. Let's get these wheels off. That's not too hard. So we'll just get all 4 wheels off for now. No, we'll just do the rear. We'll get the rear wheels off, and then we'll get the rear pads changed. All right, guys, where I've got the camera now, I can't even see the screen to see what's going on, what you can see. So I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm not sure what you can see. We recently did a video, it goes for, I don't know, only about 10 minutes, showing you how to get the pads out. And I think it was called How to Fix the Brake Squeal or something like that, because we did have a lot of squealing issues on this 120 with these genuine pads, okay? Genuine pads was the problem. The Bendix pads, sort of not a problem, but sort of a problem. They wear out quicker than we'd like. The rears, particular DB1200s, that's why there's a new formula being tried out and tested to see if we can get it to last longer and still not make dust and still not squeal while lasting longer. Okay, the genuine pads here, they last ages. As you can see, plenty of meat there. But the problem is they do squeal. Now we have solved that problem. On this vehicle we used the CRC disc brake quiet. It worked. We don't like using products like that. So with this one I'm going to have to clean it all up and take it off again. Unfortunate timing that, you know, that was only a few months ago. I haven't done a lot of Ks, but it did work. And on the 150 we had the same brake skill with the genuine brake pads front and rear, and we used the copper E's. On this vehicle, on purpose, we are not going to use anything like that because we want to see if these pads squeal. And we know that we've got ways to fix things and hide problems. Not a big problem, just annoying more than anything. So we've got a 1/2 ratchet, a 17mm to undo these 2 bolts, and a screwdriver. We're just going to gently lever those back. So this is what I'm going to do. On this one, I'm just going to put the screwdriver in through there. We're on the outside of the pad and just gently, now for you on, look, like I said, just because you watch this video doesn't mean you know what you're doing, right? But on these vehicles, simple as that. Look at that, guys. And then I'm just gently going to push on the backing plate and push that pad just to back a little bit. There's a little gap there. We're not levering hard enough to do any damage to anything, right? We're just, look, just sliding the caliper back. That's sliding on these slides here. You need to make sure, right? We're just gently, it's just the tiniest amount of pressure, pushing that piston the rest of the way back. That's not even enough to, you know, so you can take it off and you can push it in with a G-clamp, or you can get a special little tool, whatever you like. I don't care what you do. I'm just showing you quick, easy ways to do things. I'm showing you what we do, not what you should do. Now, I'm hitting a ratchet. You probably didn't see that bit, but you know, same at the bottom. All right, so once we get those loose, these brakes are one of the most simple brake pads to change. But if you are too simple, don't take it the wrong way, it's just where things could go wrong, right? Yeah, look, no gloves again. We're going to get dirty again, right? Why? Well, this is our 120. Look, we don't sit there polishing underneath the car like some people, and that's awesome. I love that. But we just keep it clean. So what you'll find is we're going to get a bit of, you can see there's dirt stain. We haven't hit it with degreaser and truck wash or anything like that, but if we go off-road, we give it a good rinse. And do we go off-road? Absolutely, mate. The places this vehicle's been, it should have a lot more mud underneath it, if you know what I mean. So, all right, so both those bolts are as good as out. So we're just going to support the caliper a little bit, pull those out without getting dirty. That's why it's good that it's clean. Then you don't get dust and dirt on all that grease you want there, right? Sit those on the side step. Sorry, allergy sitter today. It's actually, I think I pulled it, I'm going to be quite honest here. Working on vehicles, I don't dress up for good looks, and a lot of people know that about me. I'm not putting on any fancy outfit. I'll get my oldest t-shirt, you know, the old faves. I've got t-shirts that are 10, 15 years old that I wear. They're falling to pieces, mate, you know. I think I pulled out a t-shirt I haven't worn for a year or two, and it's a bit, you know, a bit dusty sit there in the cupboard, so that might have stirred up the allergy. So off she comes, right, nice and clean. Why did that come off clean? Right, because we used the CRC disc brake quiet. Well, it came off clean, and some people were worried in the other video about, you know what, this caliper's light. This brake line is a lot stronger than that. So you can do that, or you can just sit it up on the diff as what we usually do. But I'm just trying to demonstrate, you know, this brake line, if there's an issue with it, I want to find out about it. If it can't handle the weight of that small caliper, we've got problems. So our vehicle, we give a bit more of a hard time than you do. We try and stay ahead in Ks, give it a hard time. So if anything's going to break or fall off, it's going to happen with this. We'll call it the R&T vehicle, R&T, research and tell you. So basically now you can see we've got the pads. We're just going to slip those out. Where's that flat screwdriver again, just to make things a bit easier, right? You just open up a little bit, just gently in there like that at each side, right? Right, yep, now you think you're a brake specialist, right? Okay, same on the inside, push it back a little, whatever. Just, look, they can jam up a little bit sometimes, so just be patient with it, right? And it should just come out like that, right? Now you can see with these, I've been in there, what, I don't know, a couple of years. Still got heaps of meat, right? So I'm gonna go and get these backing plates off. I'm gonna clean them up. Come over the bench, let's go have a look, eh? Okay, so we'll just move the new pads out the way. We've got some new little bleeder nipple covers for our calipers. If you want, we might even bleed the brake fluid in this video. May or may not. Part number if you want the little these little caps. Right, get your pen ready, or come back. Remember this. Come back to it later. 31478 30010 on the 120 Prado. At least I'd suggest they're all pretty similar. We're going to replace those as well. So brake pads, genuines, yeah, nothing wrong with those. We're going to get the backing plates off. Again, where's that screwdriver? We're doing one wheel at a time, right? So we're going to do, this is the driver's side rear. See what we did? See what we did? So it's messy stuff kind of thing, you know what I mean? When you go to reuse it later, whatever. But people ask about backing plates and which ones to use and whatever. So I suppose this is going to answer those questions, just so you can see there. Can you see that? It says Toyota. It says Advix. Advix is who make it for Toyota. So Advix are your decent brand, right? But they can vary to whether they squeal or not, whatever, right? And the compound can vary what came out in the vehicle new to what you get as a replacement, right? So let's get these open. They do come with a backing plate on there. That's been like that years now. Bendix pads supply with a backing plate, because what happens when you're doing your pads and the backing plate's missing? Well, you might end up with a bit of squeal. So what do you use? You can use this one, or you can use this one, or you can use both, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to use both, okay? With none of that. So we're going to go clean that off. I don't know that you want to hang around, right? Bendix pads, you can see, it says on the back there, Bendix all over it. Bendix, Bendix, Bendix. Right, we're going to clean up these two backing plates a little bit, right? And how are we going to do that? Actually, we'll just grab the scraper. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, the bench gets dirty, but we clean. It's not hard to do, is it? Seen a few of those comments lately where people said, oh yeah, you know, nice and clean and all that, love that, OCD, whatever. Having trouble here already. How am I going to clean that off? You know, sometimes, you know, how funny is it that sometimes hands are the best way to clean things, you know what I mean? Just use your hands, just use your hands. So there we go, we're getting that rubber off just by, yeah, it's going to get boring, so yeah, we're just going to clean off that rubber. Boring, boring, boring. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but look, you can rub as much as you like. You can even bring a rag in if you want, whatever, but we're happy with that. You know, it doesn't matter a little bit of a few specks of rubber or dirt on the back, nothing like that matters. What matters is keep that side clean. We don't want any contaminants, anything on that side. These do look fairly heavy on the metal side of things. This will be interesting to see how they go, and that's what we're doing, guys. So hopefully it doesn't sacrifice a set of rotors. Heavy metal, and obviously there's all new rules with brake pads and getting the dust and these small particles out of them. So let's see if this doesn't ride off a set of rotors. Back to the car. No, look, you know, let's compare, right? So see those, they don't look anywhere like the kind of metal, right? I haven't got another set of new Bendix pads here to have a look at. Bugger. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what the compound is. I wouldn't be too concerned, but because often they do look like that. But this will be interesting. Let's see. Certainly should last longer. Dust. They don't look like they're going to make dust, but you never know. Now let's see how aggressive they are on the rotors. Back to the car. Let's get them back in there. Let's try a different position and risk it for the biscuit. It's up to you if you want to clean the rotors, clean these out, you can do that. I mean, obviously the cleaner and better everything is, the better. Don't put any grease or anything on those though. It's just clean, it's stainless. You can just pop them out, give them a polish up. Mine are clean enough. They're just going to get dirty again. I'm not going to worry about any of that. Okay, so they're all clear. I'll grab the pads. The brake pads. Let's, for a bit of technical information, let's measure the thickness of one. somebody wants to know, I'm sure someone's going to know, what's the thickness of the pads? Then you can measure yours and get technical about what's left. I've got a ruler here, right? I'm just doing a ruler measurement. Right, I can tell you what they'll be. They're not 10, they're about 8 or 9. I reckon they're about 8.5, right? There you go. Can you see that? I've got the camera in the right spot even. Anyway, put the ruler back. Do you like the way I got all the things I need handy? It's pretty good, yeah. Nice and... Okay, so they're just going to gently... Well, I think they're going to fit anyway. They should just go into there. Shouldn't be a problem. But you know what happens in videos. If there's going to be a problem, it's going to happen in a video. Right, what's going on there? Why are you being a bit difficult? Look, they do this, right? This is what happens. Just wanted to get me to push harder, so I pinched my thumb just there, between the pad there. That's what it was. You know, a bit of entertainment for the video. Okay, right, they're in, see? Simple as that, guys, you know? For those that are unaware, see, your rotor turns like that. That's your disc rotor, brake rotor, whatever you want to call it. And your caliper clamps on the pads to stop your vehicle. This is the steel backing plate. This is the lining. This is the wear and tear material here, right? This isn't wear and tear material, but it does wear a little bit. Excuse me. And when you get that brake pulsation, it's called disc thickness variation. This is your disc. Just imagine all the way around it was sort of wavy, right? So as it's turning and the thickness is different, the pads, you know, it's kind of like, so you've got a steady braking pressure, and as that disc goes through and the thickness changes, that's where you get that pulsation from. So this disc rotor needs to be machined. Should always machine rotors when you're replacing pads. Okay, that's what people are going to tell you in general. That's general information. When replacing the pads, replace rotors, machine rotors. When replacing rotors, replace or machine the pads. I can tell you that in on-road, normal on-road use conditions, that if you haven't got any disc thickness variation, if you're braking smooth, in my opinion and my experience, it's not an issue to put the pads in like this, and that's what we're doing. We don't have any brake pulsation, whatever. Now take it easy on the brakes. There's going to be a long bedding in process because the surface of the disc rotor, it's not going to be 100% flat, right? So it's going to take time for these to bed in, okay? But let's see how they go. We're going to bring this rotor around. Rotor, see, I always call them things wrong. Yeah, this is a rotor, yeah, good one. Caliper. Right, just pop those boots behind there carefully, and that's sitting in position like that. It's not going to go anywhere. We can bring our bolts in one at a time and just cleanly straight through the middle there into your caliper and get that thread started. Right, there's a few more clips and clamps on the front ones. Are a little bit more complicated. Like I said, we've already got a couple of videos on this, but like I say with all the jobs, it doesn't matter if you got your injector kit and you're in the VIP group and you're watching injector replacement videos. Some people go ahead and they don't watch the videos, you know. And as I said, they're always the ones asking questions or having problems, and it's one of those things you just regret later because it's got to be like that a long time. Same as these, they're going to be like that a couple of years. Torque setting, I don't know. I do it by hand. I've always done it that way. I know how tight to do up bolts so they don't come undone, and you're not going to break these by tightening them up. So it's kind of like, I'd guess it's around 80 or 100 Newton meters, I don't know. Someone said 80, someone said 100, someone said 120. Oh no, it's about that. I can tell you right now, that's how tight it needs to be. So you'll still see the caliper moving till you pump your brakes. So here's a caution. When you get in the vehicle, don't just jump in, start the engine, chuck it in drive, or go for a road test, because you'll pump your pedal, that piston will come out, and you won't have any brakes because of that movement there, right? See that? So you need to get in, and don't just push your brake pedal to the floor, because that's how you're going to wreck your master cylinder. Lots of gentle, short strokes to get that piston to come out, right? You need to do that before. If you don't know what I'm talking, if you don't get what I'm talking about at all, don't touch it. Don't do it. Don't do this. It's dangerous. Okay? We're basically going to repeat the process over the other side. So we've changed this set of rear pads, no copper or anything. I still got to ask them why they don't make the full thickness, because we could fit another, see that movement there? we could fit another millimetre of meat each side, and that would increase that's the problem with the life. Why don't they last? Well, why don't you make the full thickness brake pad? So that'll be something that'll be getting brought up with Captain Bendix. All right, let's go to the other side. Alright, so yeah, boring, sped things up a bit over this side, whip the wheel off, I crack the bolts loose first, gently just going to push that pad back again, gently in there, I might just push that piston that last little bit, you feel it come to a stop. Can't do this on all brakes, guys, you know, every vehicle varies, okay, so just don't think one procedure works on all. There's a lot of rear brakes where you need special tools to screw the pistons in. The newer vehicles, they've got a little solenoid electric motor for your handbrake. Screws the piston in and out electronically, right? So don't start messing with things you don't know what you're doing. Those are a lot more complicated. So you're lucky with this one. Lucky and unlucky, you've got the handbrake shoe set up, which we're going to adjust on this visit as well right now. I don't know why I didn't sort of include it at the other side. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. Yeah, I'll put that wheel back on now. I've got to pull it off. What was I thinking? I was thinking video, get this video done, right? And I wasn't thinking. So we're going to get that other wheel back off. We might just muck around here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the pads done separately anyway, get those back on, and then we're going to undo the others. Well, we might just go through the hole and try and adjust, but I want to look at the shoes. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull the other two bolts out, take the whole assembly off with this bracket. Right, that's the other two bolts down behind there. I think my hand's on one of them there. The other one's about there somewhere anyway, whatever. And you can see both the caps missing because they were falling to pieces, mate. Nearly 400,000 Ks, you get that. People have had them on and off, whatever. So we just, last time I did, I think I just got rid of them. I went, no big deal. But yeah, we've got new ones there. So we'll give these a bit of a clean up and make sure they're dry, blow them out and put the new caps on. So we're pretty well going to repeat the process anyway. You can see we pushed that back. The bolts are ready to come out, caliper off. You know what? We'll just keep going a little bit more for the people that want that information, want to see it again, no problem. All right. Bit of practice makes perfect. The way it works is, right, if you want to get good at something, you watch it again and again and again. That's why I keep saying, watch the videos again, watch them again, watch them again. Again, you can just let it hang. It's not going to hurt anything. Whatever, right? R&T vehicle, but ideally, if a heavy caliper, you've got to tie it up. You've got to sit in a place where it's safe like that. You know what I mean, sort of thing. So that flat blade again, you know, you can just get it out with your fingers, but I just prefer to give it a bit of a help like that. And bang. Right, bang, they're both out like that. You want to have a look at them? Okay. Have a look. That's what they look like. Plenty of meat left. You know, not as much as the new ones, but you can see that CRC disc brake quiet we used, only a small amount. It's all you need. You don't need to make a big mess. All right, over to the bench again. Okay, boring. Taking the backing plates off. They're going to be a bit glued on. Ooh, yeah, might even get the screwdriver in on that one. See if it works out anyway. This is the downside of these products. Then when you go to, you know, change something, you got to deal with the mess. Well, you could say, someone saying you don't have to, you can just use the, yeah, you're right, I can just use, but I just like my genuine plates being there, you know what I mean? So, anyway, that's okay. Just put those aside. Fairly evenly worn overall, which is good. And unusual for these, okay, so those there. Okay, we're just going to again clean all this rubber off. CRC disc brake quiet it is. Not promoting that product or anything. We just had some, I think, you know, years ago. So we used to specialise in brakes, and you know, so I think someone, you know, you give them options. You know, you got, you know, what do you want? Your quality pads, you got to pay a bit more. Or you want your El Cheapos, right? So when people wanted the El Cheapos, guess who gets stuck paying for products like this to hide the problem, you know? So, you know, and it's not cheaper because the pads, Now, they're worn out in 20, 30,000 Ks. I'm talking on cars that the Bennix would last, you know, closer to 100,000 Ks. Let's say at least 60 or 80,000 Ks, right? You know, you're only getting 20, 30,000 Ks. So what was cheaper, right? What was cheaper? You know, poor man pays twice. You got the cheaper product, or you went somewhere and got a cheaper job, but there's a question mark. Like the injector, I've got to say, there's people around, you know, putting prices on the internet on the injector job, right? And the injectors and how much, you know, mate, the prices they're putting, I know these people, these sort of workshops, they're just too busy to do the job right. Excuse me. Too busy to do the job right. Just listen to that carefully. We're never too busy to do the job right. We're busy because we're doing the job right. A lot less jobs keeping you busy by putting more time into it, right? So there is people out there. You get what you pay for, guys. So just be aware of that. You need to specifically ask me if we are recommending someone or not. And things change as well. So just gave those a little bit of, so I didn't take a little bit of a tweak on the top so to hold on a bit tighter. And we're just going to move that out of the way. So we've got a clean bit of bench. Place the lining side down like that. Just put all these, not that it matters much, but let's just move all these so they're all nice and straight, because that's how we roll. Okay, most of that's gone, you know, no big deal anyway, right? There's a little bit there, no big deal. We're filthy because of it. See how we're not that filthy? When you do brakes, your hands get black. Why is that? Well, the genuine pads certainly don't make a lot of dust. And as I said, you know, give the car a wash once a week. When you come home from a trip, give it a clean up. You know what I mean? It's going to be, it's better for your maintenance. You can see what's going on. It's better for a lot of jobs working on the vehicle. So there we are. Right, they're all ready to go back on the vehicle. So back over there we go. Now, it doesn't really matter which one's which. You can see both backing plates. That's been on the inner and the outer, and so is that. We're going to put that on the inner because it's mainly where it's been. Right, but it doesn't matter. They're the same, you know. It's ideal if you can try and keep things the same, but it's a bit hard holding two sets trying to put. So I'm going to put that one down. It's a bit hard. You know what? It's hard. This damn bloody tripod leg here in the way. Get out the way, would you? So I can't get around. Again, makes me look unco all the time. Trying to work around cameras and stuff. Right. I can't get around here to where I want to be to do what I want to do. But it didn't matter, so they went in that time anyway. Right. Make sure you don't twist up your, if you're wondering something funny's go, what's going on here, you know, or maybe you twisted up your brake hose or something, so make sure you don't do that. It'll either feel right or it won't. I'm going to tell you again, don't do this. If you're a bit confused, if you're, you know, pretty confident, no, yeah, mate, you know, that's up to you to make that decision, right? Beware with these too from suction and grease and that. These little covers can pop out there, so you need to keep an eye on those as well. This is what I mean. There's probably other things that can happen that I haven't told you about, so be aware of this. You need to have some mechanical aptitude, right? This is a very easy job for someone that's mechanically apt, okay? Doesn't mean you've gone to trade school like I have and learned all the possible things, the things you need to avoid. You know, I can't teach you I've said it before, I can't teach you decades of experience, including the initial training, right? Can't teach it to you in a 10-minute video or a 20-minute video. That's why longer ones for people that want to learn. Right? If you're not sure, you know, give it a whatever, right? But you know, I'm good, no problem, right? That's fine. Right, I don't know how many newton meters it is. I don't know. Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to adjust the handbrake now, right? So we've got the same scenario, everything's back together, bolted tight, everything's right, they're still there, good, that moves, happy days. Right now, handbrake, it's in behind here, see that? Damn, handbrake's loose. The handbrake's coming through the roof. Ongoing problem with these vehicles when you use them, off-road, water, dirt, dust, grit, sand, whatever, it gets in there, right? It gets in, it's not fully sealed, and it's in here and it acts like sandpaper and grinds your shoes down. The bad news is eventually you're going to have to replace the shoes. Now, we've done a few dodgy videos. You can check, we've got playlists there, guys. Check our playlist, go onto our channel, like homepage, whatever you call it, and go find playlists, and you can find, you know, injector information or brake. Yeah, have a look. There'll be more playlist subjects coming up, and you just, if that's what you want to know about, you just watch all the videos in those playlists. Right, so what we're going to do now, these ones might be a bit tighter. We're going to get these 17 mils out. Let's see if we can use the same tool to get it out or not. I said might be a bit tighter. It was, and one at the bottom. So this is a good little bit of information for you, and a combo video that, you know, if people don't want to watch long videos, hey, guess what? Bad luck, you missed out. Hey, the thing is, they want this quick, simple, boom information. It's just not quick, simple, and boom, is it, you know? Anyway. That bolt's about to fall out. Now this caliper's more likely that it could fall. It's probably not going to, but let's do a bit of a test that it could be more likely to fall. You want to see my best t-shirt? Show you what it says on it. It says, what does it say? Look how old it is. Look how old and worn it is, right? It's got a picture of a big fat dude laying on her. Hard work shouldn't hurt anyone, but why take the risk? Take the chance. That's it. Right, so that's not going to fall off. No, it's not going to fall off or anything, but it's a bit heavier now. So rather than hang it by that one, you could, but I'm not going to hang it by. So, but either way, we're twisting the brake line around a little bit, but we're not yanking on it hard. Carefully bring it around, right? And look, bada bing, look at this, how easy it's going to come off this time, right? That's where your handbrake shoes are. I'm just going to put the rotor out here to get rid of the dust. Actually, I'm going to go out here in the open air and that was outside. And see, that's where your handbrake operates, right? It's clamping against that surface right there, right? So you can see the rust and dirt, all the dirt's been in there, right? That's why you avoid bog holes. Remember the mud equals money comments? Let's go into it a bit more. Mud equals money. Here's your brake shoes, right? Now, ideally, I'm not going to blow this because A, it's in the workshop, and B, it's dust. It's mainly dirt dust, not going to hurt you any more than camping and sitting around a campfire. But brake dust you shouldn't blow. I'll always use water-based degreaser, drain tray underneath here, hit it with a pressure washer, then blow it dry. It'll be spotless like new. In this case, it's not too bad. Let me grab a light. Let's have a bit of a look-see, right? Get some more light on it. Okay, that's about the standard thickness. Okay, these are okay for now. Okay, there's not much in there, but what you can do is place your drain tray on the floor underneath. Get your light and get your can of brake cleaner, El Cheapo, mate. You get them on special, about $3 from. Right, we're just going to do that anyway, right? You can use as much of this stuff as you like. Right? You see the mud on the leading edge of the shoe there, right? So the mud gets in here, guys. I'm even trying to avoid it and it gets in here. And that's our problem here with our handbrake adjustment. Right, so we're going to, yeah, it is a bit wasteful. That's why I prefer to use a little bit of that water-based degreaser, the Kenko. Right. Going to turn on the compressor, sorry. That will dry and evaporate up, but to speed things up a bit. Wait for that compressor to stop. Now what we want to do is a bit of inspection and just make sure everything's where it's meant to be. Clips retaining shoe, yes, yes. Because what can happen when they go too far out of adjustment, the handbrake lever can pull the lever and pop clips and stuff off, and people have experienced that before. You want to check for any leaks in case your axle seal's starting to leak. You may see a bit of a sweat out here, but the first thing you're going to see is oil coming down here, unfortunately, which in this case is fine. In this vehicle, of course, we've already done all the bearings and seals and whatever because it's closer to 400 and we use it. You can't just keep pushing a vehicle at high Ks and expect to rely on it. You're going to be lucky, it's going to work for you most of the time, but when it goes wrong and you let the team down because you haven't done the maintenance. So please listen and take a little bit of recommendation. So that's all looking good. Right, what are we going to do now? We need to adjust it. So to adjust it, I've shown you in another video, there's a little adjuster down here. Now you can do it with the drum on, but we want to check it. So we're going to do it now with the drum off. We're calling it a drum, it's a rotor. I'm going to get the screwdriver. I'm going to give it a few clicks at the bottom here. You can see it opens and closes. I'm not going to tell you which way because it depends which side and who put it back together, if it's been worked on and all that sort of thing. So there's no absolute with any of this. There's no absolute this way, that way, or whatever. It's, it depends how it is. But I'll show you one thing that I do, right? So first thing I'm going to go, I'll be down here for a minute. Should look at it, look at the thread and work out which way it is. And I believe to open it, let's see. I'm not going to think too hard about it, but pulling it out towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks like that. Let's grab the rotor and see. Rotor, drum, whatever. I'm going to call it the whatever, right? Grab the thing. Thingamajig, right? Thingamajig. Yeah, still got a bit of play there, but that's better. This is the thing with mine, right? The tighter you make it, oh awesome, oh my handbrake feels nice and tight, that's good. But then there's less clearance here, guys. And when that grit gets in there, it's just gonna grind this away, and that's where your adjustment's all going, okay? So I'm gonna leave, what I like to do, another 3 clicks, let's see what happens now. I like to leave mine a bit loose. I know it goes up a bit more, it's a bit annoying, but I don't use it, okay? Remember the wheels on the other side. Still got a bit of play there, but you know what? I think I'm going to leave it like that. Remember when we took it apart, it was really wobbly? It's less now. You know what? Let's go a few more clicks. Just for your education. Right? Remember which way you're going to. Out, like this. 1, 2, 3 is tightening it up. So if we get it stuck on there and we want to loosen it, we've got to go in or down in this case. So we're going to bring the hole around. So there's a hole there to go through, see that? And then we go down. So in this case it's up, but don't take that for granted that that's how it is on your vehicle, and you might be jamming it on tighter and you can't get it off, okay? So we've still got plenty of room to move there. So I don't know, I think I'm going to give it a few more clicks, because what I'm trying to do is get myself into a bit of trouble here, so I can go, oh no, look, it's stuck, and have to 3 more clicks. Then I have to adjust it through the hole and show you how to get it off when it's stuck. This is getting tight now. See, it's tight to get on, right? And I don't want to force it on because then I'm going to get stuck. Yes, I do. No, it doesn't. I've probably gone a bit too fast. See, now it's jiggling on the shoes. Oh no, and now we can't turn it. We're in trouble now, so we've jammed it on anyway because we're ready for trouble. We're up for a bit of trouble here. Let's see what that feels like. Oh, actually, still got a bit of clearance. You know what? I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to stop mucking around. Right, see the movement? The shoes aren't dragging, and the fact that I can move it like that still, there's a bit of movement between the shoes, but I think I'm a bit too, oh no. See, I like to go with the wheel off and go by the side plate to go. So there's different ways to do this. If you want to do it by the book, read the book. I'm showing you my way, is what I do. I've done a lot of these. Lots of different things do work, and I'm sure people are going to put in the comments how they do it. This is how you do it, yeah. Because, and that's all good because there's different ways. I don't always agree, but sometimes people put good ideas up, and it's not about me and if I agree or not. You're free to put up your comment. We're only going to not allow it if it's not nice, if there's swear words, or if it's completely wrong. It's going to it might get a reply saying, you know, because sometimes people start talking about other cars, right? Don't talk about other cars. Be specific about the job, right? But that's good. It's not dragging. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. So, and we've still got a bit of movement there. I think I can get that off still. Or so it's getting caught on the edge, right? So where the shoe wears. So we'll just leave that alone, actually. I think that's a really good adjustment. Probably tighter than what I normally would. More suitable for an on-roader. And at the end of the video, maybe I can let you know how I went with the handbrake. So what do we do now? We've got to get it all back together. So what do we take off? No, that's all good. Everything's clean. Need to bring the caliper back around. Right. Stick your fingers, spread the pads a little bit in case you bump those and they're, you know, whatever. Bada bing, right? I don't want to make things look too easy, but it is pretty easy. But things can go wrong. If you forget to do up these bolts, something like that is probably one of your biggest problems. Again, I'm not sticking my head in there to have a look. I'm just going by feel. Just going to give it a jiggle around. Sorry, I got my arm in the way now, haven't I? So that's what I do. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to do it left-handed to keep you happy. So I've got to get a like for that, don't I? Like I keep saying, guys, if you can, please just press like on all the videos. That will hopefully mean we get a bit more popular, and maybe Google or YouTube will help us out and share the videos a bit more. And as you know, they're good videos, and that means the channel will grow, and that means I'll be able to do a lot more videos for you and put more time into it, like what we're doing now, funnily enough, because it is growing. Please watch the ads. Don't worry about the ads. The ads are good. You know why the ads are good? Google tell me we split it, mate. You know, so whatever I don't know if it's true or not. Funny thing is, I reckon they get more than me. I reckon, but they reckon they give half to me, right? About something like that, some percentage like that. I'm pretty sure. I don't follow it too closely because I don't care. I can't change it. I can't say I want more or less or negotiate, right? But don't think Google's getting greedy. Think I'm getting greedy. I want the money, and I'm not getting greedy because I'm trying to convert from working in the workshop, keeping it all secret from you, to showing you everything. But to do that, like now, see, it takes time. Takes time. I can just get this job done. All right, nice and tight. I'm down in behind it here. All right, that one doesn't work too well there. I'm going to go up the top. All right. If I can even get the 17mm, in case you're wondering. Okay, I gave that a little bit more than those. I reckon they could be 120 and these could be 80. I'm just guessing, guys, totally guessing. These could be 100, they could be 130, something like that, but they're tight. Look, caliper still moves. All right, rotor, yep, everything's still good. There's nothing jamming on, everything's square. We've got to put that cup on. Compressed air for a sec, hang on. Where's that brake cleaner? We just want to give it a clean so the brake cleaner can go like that in the hole. We give that a blast. Compressed air, sorry about the noise. You know how much more pleasant it is to work on something that's clean? Look, I've been this whole video, okay, hands are dirty, but you know, they're not black, you know, other cars it's going to be totally black. Little nipple, pop him on there. You know what? I reckon a bit of molly coat in there because it'll go on, but it's got resistance, right? So a bit of molly coat, hang on. Molly coat won't hurt anything. Right, watch this now, watch. Oh, look at that. Bang. Funnily enough, nipples and other things that need to slip on need lubrication, right? They need to be wet. Things don't like slipping in when they're dry. That's just ridiculous. Who'd do that? Always use lubrication, right? So get it wet one way or the other, you know. Depends what you're working on, what you use, you know. But in this case, the molly coat's the go. Watch this. And when you go to slip it off, look, I'm going to make look, see how easy it slipped. Bit of molly coat won't hurt anything, right? It's all beautiful. Look at that, on. off. It's going to come on and off, but without getting caught on that sharp edge and getting damaged now. There's an idea for Toyota. Instead of putting them dry, look at that anyway. How's that, guys? An adjusted handbrake, a new set of pads, the cap's on. All we didn't include in this one is bleeding the brake fluid. We may or may not get to that. You know what? I'm going to give you a tip, right? Best way to bleed brakes, particularly on a 120 with a standard master cylinder. Let's be specific here, right? All you need to do is open that bleeder a couple of turns. Don't need to take it out. It's just a tapered seat with a little hole in it. It's a hollow bolt. Don't over tighten it, right? Torque setting, I don't know. It's probably 20 Newton meters, somewhere around there, give or take, not much. Hollow bolt, right? Gravity, let it run out, pour it in the other end. Let it go down to the low line, pour it in. Or you can suck it out, refill it, and then do it that way, whatever. There's a number of different ways, but gravity bleeding is awesome. We're going back over the other side of the car. Actually, we're going to put this wheel back on, eh? Yeah, I could have shown you that. I just like to push the wheel in square, get the bottom nut started, use the gun to just drive, not impact, there's no impact, just zzz, till it makes contact. Then we can get the others started. Make sure they're always started before you use anything like that. This gun, if I do like the Roby, I don't use it much. I don't do a lot of wheels and tyres anymore. And I do keep the tools clean and look after them. But that's what I'm doing right now, rubbing my hands on a rag, getting the dirt off so I don't get that dirty. Anyway, look, and there's a lot of correct ways to do wheel nuts, the whole opposite thing. There's a bit of old information there. It's good, it's right, but the main thing is you don't get the wheel cocked up and it goes on square. Now this wheel's already on all the way, but let's just go to the opposite now. So you know it's all the way, right? The key thing is to get them all the way in and make sure none are jamming and the wheel is square, all right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which one you do first, right? Doesn't matter now if you go. Because the wheel's all the way in, it was all in the way, so it doesn't matter. Once you know it's in, you can go. If you know what I mean. Now I haven't torqued those up. You know, I could go a bit more, I'm just showing you, right? Alright. I'm just giving the trigger a quick squeeze. I'm just getting to learn this gun, right? And see, I just let that come up as well. So it's not it's easier said than done. It's easier demonstrated than done. You need to know your tools. We're going to finish those off with a torque wrench. They're going to be about 100-ish Newton meters. So if I was to forget them, they're probably not going to come loose, but we're going to torque them up to the standard 113 as the torque spec on those. Bada bing, that's the rear done. We've got to do the handbrake at the other side. You probably want to see that, so let's get back over there and get that damn wheel off again. Alright, so we're back over this side. We've got the wheel off. Out of the way of that damn camera and tripod again, I tell you. Get out the way, you. Right, so it's pretty well. The bolts are nearly out anyway, so just finish it off by hand. Often it's easy to just put a socket on there as well, but I'm just gonna not do that this time because we just do things different. Note, those bolts, they've got a washer on them, right? So if they ever go missing or whatever, right, bang, make sure the washer is on there, on that one. Right, because you know, someone's worked on your vehicle before and they dropped the bolt and the washer went flying off somewhere, you might not have got it back because look, it can just fall off, right? So yes, there is meant to be a washer there. Again, carefully. Oh, what fell out? A rock! A rock fell out. Now that'll cause a brake squeal, maybe. Let's have a look at it, see if it's got a... I wonder what part of the country this came from. What do you reckon? Wasn't rubbing anywhere by the looks of it, so it's out there on our rocks now. We've just added to the collection now. Oh, not too loose compared to the other side, I reckon, but I'm not sure. Now we'll slip him off. It's always going to come off if your handbrake's loose. Out we go into the open air. Hold our breath. Whoa. Say it again. Don't do that. Okay. Wearing a bit more on the front side here, and there was a bit of brake dust in there, so let's have a look and see what's going on. Let's get that brake cleaner happening. Give that all a good clean up, get rid of that can of brake cleaner there. What do we need? Yeah, the compressed air. We need a longer one this time with the very old Air Boy. Right, check how old that is. Made in Denmark. Alright, where's that light? For an inspection. Inspectione. Let's have a look. Check those clips are there, remember? Oh, it's there, but it's been pushed. Yep. These don't like being out of adjustment, these handbrakes, I can tell you right now, right? The clip. Is it out of position, or is it just, yeah, it was a little bit. Not too bad, but yeah, you can tell but everything is good. All the clips are there, right? Unlike some where you pull it apart and it's, oh yeah, they're all missing or whatever. We're just squaring them all up a little bit. See all that dirt that built up on the... So as much as we try and avoid the mud, you can see it, guys, right? And that's why rivers is good, because when you go through a river crossing, all the water gets in here and kind of washes it out. When you get home, the idea is you put the water through your wheels, so it goes behind the top of the rotor and hits this backing plate here, right? So then it's getting in behind here and it's got its best chance of slipping in between there and the rotor going in at the top. So heaps of water, right? I'm not talking massive pressure, but pressure washer at a distance or a hose that's got a bit of water, so it goes in here, gets into your drums and rinses all this gear out. I thought I was doing that, obviously not enough. So the sooner you do it, the better, because think about it, you've got your rough emery in there, it's happening, it's a happening thing until you clean it, okay? So what are we gonna do here? A few clicks in or out. Let me have a look, see if I can identify the thread again and which way to turn it. Okay, so in this one, downward should be tightening. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks. We'll call it 6 clicks. 6 clicks or clicks flicks, or 6 flicks or 6 clicks or 6 flicks of the switch, whatever, right? Right now I think on this one, it's still got heaps as well, really. Look at that. See that movement, right? It's still got heaps of clicks to go, right? Heaps. Now, which way did we say? Was it up or down? I forget. That's why I can't tell you which way. Let me have a look at the thread. It's going to be down, right? So in this case, if you're going through the hole, right, yeah, which you can, you would go like that. 1, 2, 3. 3 clicks, right? That's how you adjust it without taking it off. You don't have to do this every time, but I thought as soon as we're at it, and we're doing a video for you, and you're pressing like, and you subscribe, and you turn the bell on, maximum information. Maximum information video, right? Still wants more clicks. Which way was it? Jeez, I'll look again, so I'll forget. Was it It was down, wasn't it? Yeah, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, about 6 or 8 clicks is about a turn, if you know what I mean. Something along those lines. I could probably look more closely and give you more information on the next video, which could be a while away for this one. See, we've still got that play there, so that tells me we've got a bit of clearance. That's more how I like it, so I'm going to leave it alone like that. I don't want to overdo it, right? I don't want to overdo it. Let me be clear. I've been clear. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to make it too tight. I want the handbrake to be nice, but I don't want to do this every 3 months. If you use the vehicle, that's what you'll be doing. Hey, if you're a city slicker, we can get it up nice and tight. Click, 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 click. Beautiful. It'll be locked tight. By 6 clicks, the car won't be going anywhere. But we don't want them coming through the roof either for those reasons we already described. And that is, it can pop the clips. Okay, where's that water? Give me a sec. You know what? I think the schools, mate, there's a school. We went and checked out a school, and they said they can't get automotive teachers. They need people to taught, you know, trying to give me a job, I think. But I said no, maybe later. But you know what? If we get better at these videos, we can just send them the videos. The students can sit down. COVID 2021, 23, COVID 2030, whenever the next one comes along, they can just sit there and get educated watching these videos. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. See. Bada bing. Now we need to put those bolts in, remember, with the washers. So perhaps we can help them out as well. See? Maximum helpage. Try and help as many people as we can. Okay. Get that bottom bolt in the hole. Normally you'd get your head around and have a look and all that, especially your first time, but I'm just going by feel. Just trying to stay out of the way of the video maximum so you can see maximum what's going on, right? It's well and truly started. Gonna get that ratchet, 17mm on this car. This one's a 17mm anyway. Oh, low battery, guys, low battery. What we'll do then is we'll make the front a separate video, okay? Separate video for the front. So this one's been good for talking about if you ever got to put a car on a hoist. It's not the be all and end all, I've got to tell you. It's probably not worth your investment, even if they are cheap Chinese problems. I mean, cheap Chinese hoists. And the amount you use it, most of your work's under the bonnet. Having these sorts of cars, not much to see underneath. Jacking it up once or twice a year, it's not the end of the world, right? I know it's a hard one, but I wouldn't buy a hoist for myself to work on my own car only, certainly not, you know, if it was only my own cars. Okay, look, those bolts are done up. We've got to get the wheel back on and get this on charge. So bada bing, right, it's getting towards a bada bing. Please remember to give us a thumbs up, that like, you know, like. And please subscribe and turn the bell on if you haven't already. This is rear brake pads, rear handbrake adjustment, checking the shoes. Don't think because you watch this you know everything. Watch all the videos. We've got a heap of really good, authentic, accurate information, and it all comes together as part of the million-piece jigsaw puzzle. Once you've watched it all, then I think you'll be pretty good with a bit of, and it's not just about watching, it's not about the education. You need that practical experience hands-on as well. So as part of this video, I'm just going to mention again, we've got a few sets of pads from Bendix. Particularly it was the rear that wear out a bit quick. So I am going to be trying to obtain some more sets of these. So we may have another tech day where we're doing like, you know, 6, 8 or 10 sets of rear DB1200s to get these prototypes into vehicles, just to get some testing information back to Bendix. All right, guys, thanks for watching. It's a bada bing, bada boom, I think. Well, let's get the wheel back on, eh? Why don't we do the wheel together? Okay, well, here we go. With a tripod in the way, this will be fun. Can I just back it up a little bit and get that out of the way? Right, just so you can, you know, just so you can see what's going on there. It's still in the way, but you know, you want to see what's going on. Look, you've got to get your guts into it a bit, you know. You come in, I like to align, just go, yep, look, I can see the studs, the wheels, it's on, right? I'm hardly not even taking any weight of it. Then I like to push it in, flush, and all you need is a finger at the bottom to hold it in, right? You get one of your bottom wheel nuts started. This is what, you can do them all if you like. Look, it's not hard, you could just keep going. I'll just demonstrate that, right? Not hard, so you can do things the hard way or the easy way. These wheels can be a bit fiddly to put on and off, and some people want to take the cap off, that's up to you. I prefer not to because they're plastic, and once they get old, you've got to be real careful, and even when you are, depending what state and how it's been treated and the last guy and all that. Right, so we've got them all started, but let's just pretend we didn't. When we let it go, it's going to go like that anyway. So the bottom nut, we're going to put it back on number 1. The bottom nut is the one. We're just gently on the trigger. Oh, wrong way. Don't do that. Always make sure it's started. Never press the go button again until you've made sure it turns clockwise by hand. Like this, right? So the wheel, that's all the way in. So it would make it even easier to get these started without the wheel wobbling around. See? More education still coming. Okay, I'm going to go number 2. And I'm just going to go. See what I said before in the other part of the video, you know, you're meant to go opposite. But look, you know, I'm going to go whatever. I'm just going to go anti-clockwise. Doesn't matter, because the wheel's flat, it's already in, right? The main thing is, you're making sure it's not cocked up, right? So, you get as much as you like. It's only about 100 Newton meters, like I said, because we're going to finish it off with a torque wrench. And that concludes everything from the start, putting the car up on the hoist, getting the wheels off, on, torque settings, some sizes, a few torque settings anyway, changing those pads, a few precautions, things to check, checking and adjusting the handbrake. There's different ways to do it. You do need to get the wheels off to adjust the handbrake. You can't get through, so you do need to jack it up, get the wheels off as a minimum, but don't just keep going and adjusting it with a screwdriver, because you'll be adjusting up to the metal and you won't know. You could have clips missing. It's worth a look in there. Whenever you've got the time, once a year, whatever, that's what, you know, I haven't looked in there, I don't know, it's been a while, you know, I don't know when I looked in there, it's probably a year or longer, whatever. Anyway, that's a bada boom, bada bing, I'm out here, I'll put that together, and thanks for watching. Please, once again, subscribe, turn the bell on, share the information, guys, share the videos. Thanks for watching, see ya.